Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. I hope you guys are doing well. Please hit that like button. How is everyone doing? Happy Monday. I hope you're having a good day. Please hit that like button, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 2. And then there's been some other news that has come up since the reunion that I want to talk about as well. So we're going to get into that as well. So part of it is Keiarna clearing up the rumor about stealing Greg. Jassie also tries to clean things up. Angel is also like in the comments. So it's just like there has been some other news that has come up as well. So we will get into everything as well. All I ask is if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content like this. And also please share this video as well as a way to support the channel. Now let's get into it. So my feeling from the reunion is that Stacey and Wendy owned this reunion. I would also say that Tia was a close second at the reunion. I love the way that she read Jassie for filth. I think Jassie deserves it. For a long time, I've told you guys that Jassie comes across as thirsty, and I was right. We'll come into the point of them alleging that Jassie be recording conversations. We will get into that. We'll also be talking about other things as well. Now, let's start with Wendy dragging Ashley by that wig on her head. She basically told Ashley is full of ish, and I stand and I agree with her. According to Wendy, Ashley needs to stand in her truth. If you feel like Wendy is full of ish, Wendy, you're happy she got arrested, whatever the case may be, then stand in it. That's your feeling. That's how you feel. Nobody can stop you from feeling how you feel. Own it. The problem is, one minute you're sorry, the next minute you're not sorry. And that's the bit that I find very, very annoying. Now, I will give it to Ashley. Ashley did say something that I think is correct. Ashley has been the same person she has been, right? I do think that a lot of people are more sensitive this season than in earlier seasons because when I look at some of the reads that Candace was giving the people, all of the other girls were giving each other, it was definitely giving a lot more amped up, a lot more mean actually than what I'm seeing the people are saying now. So if we think about catfish on a scale of catfish to someone being an HOE from a certain area, it's like what it's not that deep, right? And so I definitely agree with Ashley that there are a lot more sensitivities out here in these streets. Now the people are now a lot more sensitive. Now, why I said Stacey and Wendy owned the reunion is because Wendy was dragging Ashley, Stacey was dragging Ashley. It was giving double tag team at this point. Because then they talked about Stacey. Stacey basically talked about how Ashley humiliated Josh by breaking up with him on TV. Now you lot know we had talked about this, and we're like, "Yo, you brought that man over on TV on national television to break up with him. That's crazy work." Now Ashley was trying to clean it up and say that she broke up with him the night before. Then she said 2 nights before, and then he wanted to have a conversation, and then she said they have to have the conversation on camera. I guess my question is this: why did you feel like you have to bring the guy on to have the conversation on camera? Why couldn't it have been a private conversation that wasn't brought on the show? Why did it have to be a conversation had on camera? That's my question. Now, I do appreciate that she brought the guy on the show. Maybe she wants to close it out. I get that. But it's like, yo, bringing him on the show like that to basically tell him it's over. He doesn't provide in the way you want. He's not taking you on trips. It's crazy work. And then to be at the reunion telling us that you're still hanging out with him is even worse. And I'm like, Josh needs to stand up for himself, honey. Like, do you really like Ashley like that? Like, does she have a magic box or something? because I just don't understand why you are letting that lady treat you like that. First, she embarrasses you on national television, then comes back on the reunion to make it seem that you guys are back together, but she doesn't claim you. She's just claiming that you guys are hanging out. What are you doing? Do you want to continue to look like a fool? Continue to look like a fool? And then in the same breath, she talks about her messing around with Sharice's son. Now, y'all know where I stand on this, so I'm not going to go back into it. I personally think Sharice had the opportunity to speak up at the lunch or whatever it is they had, and Sharice didn't say anything. And I do believe Ashley when she says Sharice used to make jokes about, or she used to basically say Ashley wanted Ashley, or would say Ashley to be her daughter-in-law, because Gizelle had said that as well a while before things went as far as they went. So I feel like Gizelle has no reason to lie, because at that point it wasn't like Sharice was out here just doing interview upon interview upon interview. Sharice did maybe one or two or something, and then Gizelle said what she said. And so I definitely don't believe that she was lying about that. Now, where I think there may have been a disconnect is Sharice may have been saying it jokingly, and Ashley knew that it was jokingly, but then decided to take it too far and go around and mess with that boy. Now, Wendy said something that I agree with. Wendy was like, once I know you as a child, that is it. I will forever see you as a child. And I completely agree with that. Like when I think about my younger brother, even I was about to call him my little brother, and he is not little, he's a grown ass man. But the way I always see him, and I know, yes, is my brother, but it's the same way, even if I saw someone grow up, I would always see them as a little person, not as a child, but I would always see them in that way. I would never see them as someone that I have a crush on, someone that can even be comfortable enough to try to move to me. Like, that's absolutely disgusting. Now, let's move on to the whole Ashley allegedly dating a politician. So Andy brings that up and Stacey chimes in, and Stacey says she doesn't believe it. Like, why would a politician date someone like you? I was like, Stacey got Ashley, put the pressure on Ashley. And it's so funny because they're sitting right next to each other, but Stacey was right there for Ashley's neck the whole time. You could definitely feel that Ashley was tired of the way it seems that everyone has been coming at her for good reason, because Ashley is very messy. But you can tell she is already feeling some type of way about how everything is panning out. Anyway, turns out Gizelle was actually also dating a politician. And my thing is, Gizelle, you definitely keep everything under wraps. Nobody knows what you got going on, who you are talking to. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a fantastic idea. If she can get away with it, she will continue to do it. I feel like where Gizelle is at, she will do whatever she can get away with production. I think that Gizelle will probably be on the show for a long time, as she has a very good relationship with the production. And so if production is like, Gizelle, you got to bring whoever it is you're dating, I suspect she will orchestrate someone to bring on the show. I definitely feel like Ashley and Gizelle are there to do what production wants. But I can also see that Ashley is getting tired of the whole thing, because Ashley definitely gets it in the neck a lot. With Gizelle, I don't know what it is. Gizelle kind of skates around a little bit. Even at the reunion, nobody's really applying much pressure on Gizelle, which I find very interesting, because Gizelle is also very messy. But I would say, I personally think Ashley takes it a little bit too far in the way in which she comes across. And I think her openly admitting to doing something outrageous, diabolical with Sharice's son was the height of it for people. People were just like, I'm done with Ashley. If this is who Ashley is going to be, I do not want nothing to do with Ashley. And so I think that is really what happened there. Okay, so let me just see. Keiarna, baby, I don't know what's going on with you, but that energy is not fun to be around. That energy is not great. It's not fun. I know you didn't like being called aggressive, but you do come across as aggressive. You do come across as being annoying. I don't even know what to say. All I know is she comes across as somebody who does not know how to manage her emotions, does not know how to show up in a way that does not give, how can I put it nicely? Show up in a way that does not give, I'm angry with everyone and with life. It's like she does not have proportionate responses to things. Her response to one thing is this, her response to other things is like, whoa, fly off the handle. And it's like you're flying off the handle for no reason. Let someone try you first before you fly off the effing handle. Right? If I had one advice for Keiarna, I would say, hold up, let people try you first. Stop trying to produce, because I feel like a lot of what she is doing is trying to produce. She's very abrasive. Even when Angel was trying to ride for her and be a good friend and talk about the whole relationship, she got it, she's okay, she cut Angel off in the conversation. I was like, I can speak for myself. Like, girl, this girl is trying to help you. Let her speak. Let her finish speaking. Then you say whatever it is you want to say. Your friend was doing you a solid. The same thing you should have been doing for her during the season, but failed to do. And so I think the dynamic between Angel and Keiarna is very, very weird. Like, I don't know what Keiarna has on you, Angel, but you let her ride you like a fiddle. I need you to go back and watch the whole season, watch the reunion, and the way in which she responds to you, her so called friend of how many years. And I understand that sometimes when you've been friends with someone for so long, you understand how they are and you just let them get away with all sorts. But I feel like it is completely unacceptable the way she takes it way too far. It doesn't even make any sense, and you let her. That's why the people don't have no respect for you, because you clearly don't respect yourself if you let somebody, aka your so-called best friend, speak to you like that. Angel almost stressed me out with that. But Keiarna's story and fight with Wendy has always been storyline based. You all know I said it. She cannot even articulate why she's upset at Wendy. Wendy did not wave. Okay, I did not wave, but I hugged you. And for Wendy to bring that receipt that showed them hugging, and Keiarna looks like she was smiling for real. So it doesn't make any sense, which makes me believe that Keiarna was trying to do Karen's dirty work. I feel like Karen got in, allegedly, okay? I feel like Karen got in Keiarna's ears and talked smack about Wendy, and then Keiarna started to really believe it, and then started to create problems in her head with Wendy, even though Wendy did not do anything to her. And so I definitely think that Keiarna, you need to take a step back, watch how you showed up this season. If you come back next season, even though I don't feel like they should bring you back, if you come back next season, I need you to go back and watch exactly how you showed up. What could you have done differently? What did you do terribly wrong? Why are the people upset at you? Those are the things I would need her to think about, write down, and show up differently. If I had to choose one thing, for Keiarna to go home, my little homework for Keiarna, go back, watch the whole season, see how abrasive you are, see why everyone feels like you are aggressive, because you're very abrasive, you're very prickly for no reason. You have no tact in the way in which you have conversations. Absolutely disgusting behavior. Not okay. Okay. Now, let's talk about Jassie and Keiarna. Jassie came looking for a moment. You all know I've said this for a long time. If you guys bring Jassie on the show, Jassie is going to be another Shamia. Okay? I called it a while back. I'm repeating it again. Jassie will be another Keiarna, and another Shamia. Jassie is just as abrasive as Keiarna. The difference is Jassie also shows her fun side, which balances it out and balances the conversations that we have about her. But in true fashion, Jassie is also abrasive. The way Jassie came at Tia was crazy, completely unacceptable, diabolical. It was giving somebody who wanted to be on the show, who was thirsty for attention. That is what it was given. And I loved how Tia clocked the heck out of her. And I'm going to show you that as well. Jassie was exposed. If you guys don't believe it, you guys got to go back and watch it. Jassie was exposed for multiple things. One, Jassie was exposed for being a thirsty person. Jassie was exposed for allegedly recording phone conversations with people. Did you see how other people raised their hands because Jassie be recording phone calls allegedly? Craziness. In the words of Tia, you are a friend to no one. And because I loved it so much, I'm going to play the clip of Tia clocking the heck out of Jassie before we move on to the news that came up after the reunion aired. Okay, so let me show y'all this because I cannot watch it by myself. Okay, so let me share my screen. As usual, guys, this is YouTube. So I have to keep pausing because I don't want any copyright issues.
I want to talk about you and Jassie.
Isn't it interesting that they both were on the after show together and there didn't seem to be any issues between them? I think it's given Tia watched the season and saw the way that Jassie portrayed and projected and was being so rude to her. And Tia was like, yeah, now I'm coming for her with all that smoke. And she absolutely deserved it. You see, she did not have any smoke for Jassie, for Tia, when Tia came for her. Watch.
Jassie, you were offended by Tia saying the restaurant owner called you beautiful and it was disrespectful to your relationship?
Welcome to David.
Jassie, we clearly know Mr. Sunshine ain't no competition for Darius. We talking about a man with 2 teeth and 2 dreads.
That's the one time Keiarna was low-key funny. And I'm like, Keiarna, that's the personality we need from you. Stop being abrasive and show us that fun side.
Let me say this. I didn't think that it was appropriate. And quite frankly, Tia didn't know me that well.
Even Gizelle looks confused. Look at that hand. Went like, girl, what are you saying? I think that maybe they were expecting that Jassie would come back and own it completely and say, do you know what? Watching it back, I definitely overreacted, blah, de, blah, de, blah. But instead, she came showing up as a thirst bucket. She came showing up and showing out, and Tia was just like, yeah, nah, I'm done with you. It's now time for me to check you.
Andy, would you like to know the truthful story now? So I did say that. When we got into the car, she was upset with me. When I saw she was upset, I held her like this and I said, I'm so sorry. You don't know me that well. I'm not trying to disrespect your marriage and whatnot. That was the end of the conversation. Then we're having dinner and we have that fork moment and she's embarrassing herself, essentially.
No.
Yes. Yes. I know Jassie said no. Yes, you embarrassed yourself because you were looking and acting like a lunatic. The way you went left was outright concerning, downright concerning, outrightly concerned, whatever you want to call it, honey. It was concerning. I left with concerns. I left thinking, Jassie, you have a problem. You are doing entirely too much. And I stand by that. Watching the way she conducted herself when she could have just come and been completely honest and said, you know what? I thought like, oh, I took it wrongly in that moment, but after I reflected, I realized I overreacted and I'm sorry. That would have completely broke down Tia's walls. Tia would not have been able to check her at all. Don't forget, that is what Portia did to Drew, to silence Drew first before she had to deal with Shamia. That's how you do it. Okay? Just so you know, Jassie, if you want to be a full-time housewife, that is how you do it. You need to have strategy for how you want to run and show up at the reunion, sis.
Sweetie, I was embarrassing you for your piss poor behavior.
Why?
What is the piss poor behavior? Girl, you were the one with the piss poor behavior, but let's get into it.
Are you doing this? You've been very loud since you got in. You've given me a headache.
Bring it back up.
As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. Your reaction was disproportionate and slightly unhinged.
Ooh, she ate. Disproportionate and slightly unhinged, which is exactly what I have said in the past and completely agree with. It has been disproportionate. It's like, what are we doing? Why is it that deep?
You've been picking on me since you met me.
And I don't have a
you have
nanny
a
as
chip
a
on your
husband.
shoulder.
I have a working husband who makes millions. I'm like, your
So then she's like, I have a husband who makes millions. And it's like, girl, who cares about your husband who makes millions? We are talking, first of all, that house does not look like that. That house would not be what I would expect if you have a husband that makes millions. Just FYI, I'm not trying to be rude. Just saying. However, whatever the case may be, you are coming at this lady when in reality, you're the one that had such an issue. You're the one that was displaying behavior that was disproportionate. Like, you need to calm the heck down.
And by the way,
let's be very clear.
You told me your husband didn't have a job.
Ooh! Tia was like, let me give you the facts. Since you want to talk about your husband having money, let me remind you of what you said about your husband, about when he did not have a job. This is one of the reasons why you don't talk too much. Because when you talk too much, you cannot keep track of all the things that you've said. And then you end up in situations like this. Okay?
Excuse me. She told me that her husband didn't have a job. Okay. He took $150,000 out to get her home.
Ooh. The truth. Did you see Stacey's face? Stacey was like, what?
And clothes. Did you not say that?
This is the thing that I don't think the people know about Tia. Tia may not necessarily come for you with energy until you come for her. When you come for her, you see this Tia.
Crazy?
Yes, $150,000 to rush to get
home. What is the problem?
So when he didn't have a job, okay, well, I guess he wasn't always rich.
My husband didn't have a show. And he paid you're a friend of nobody.
She said, you have one job, you're a friend of the show, and you are a friend of nobody. Oh, I fear that she ate with that one.
You failed at your job. Really?
She said you failed at your job.
Okay.
Stacey was like, whoa. Okay.
Well, I want to move on.
Jassie could not say nothing. The lips were mute. She could not say a thing.
Wendy, you defended Jassie during the argument about Stacey not wanting to attend her wedding. So, Stacey, did you only go to Jassie's wedding because Wendy convinced you it would be bad optics?
No. She never said she was upset or questioned me.
When I say Jassie, sis, your slip is showing. You are worse than Keiarna, actually, because at least, actually, you're like in the same bag. You're like in the same bag. You're like in the same boat. Sorry, in the same boat. You're just like each other. At this point, you guys are absolute mirrors of the same person. You guys are like, look in the mirror, you see yourselves, honey. You guys are so similar. Abrasive, completely disproportionate, unhinged. Maybe that's why you guys got along so well at first.
She only had a problem and told me how hurt she was when we were in the final 15 minutes of filming because she wanted to have a moment. Our friendship was fractured way before this, and we talked about this.
Oh, honey.
It's really a form of art.
So apparently she's recording phone calls. Some of the other people would also verify that she was recording phone calls. I'm going to mute this bit because I'm just like, we've watched that already. I don't want any chance with the copywriting, whatever. But if we go back now, there should be a bit where she talks about recording. Let me see if that clip is actually there.
Literally using a small, minute situation that happened genuinely, literally.
That wasn't a small, minute situation.
Stacey,
She's been recording phone calls. So I hope you
Jassie,
all
are
have
we
watched
good?
what you said to her.
Has anyone?
Oh, that is not good. You cannot be known as a person who'll be recording phone calls, sis. Like, how are you going to form genuine relationships if you keep recording phone calls? Let's be honest. If you're doing it through an iPhone, it will let the other person know that you are recording, sis. I don't know what to tell you. It would. So the fact that you did it once.
Anyone else experienced that?
Wendy raised her hand. She has also experienced that.
I want you to listen.
Keiarna said she has as well.
Yes, that's true. I have.
You have done
I
this,
have, yes.
and Angel knows. You
Angel also knows.
violate.
Angel shook her head as well. Girl, you just be recording everybody.
You are trying to everybody by recording phone calls with being.
Girl, the queen are recording conversations that ain't got nothing to do with you, sis? Like, what is going on? Yeah, I think Jassie is definitely one of those people that wants to have something on you so that she can be able to come, allegedly, okay? This is my personal perspective. I believe she's one of those people who like to know your business, who like to have information on what you said so that when they fall out with you, they can be like, here's the receipt. And this is why I feel like Jassie is thirsty to be on the show. Oh, 1 second. I think there's a knock on my door. I definitely think Jassie is thirsty for a moment. And that much is very obvious. I think Tia 8 with the way she called her out. I think that recording messages, recording conversations of people, different people, it's not even just like one person, it's like everybody. That means that's a pattern for you. And it's definitely given you are doing that for a reason. Okay. So that's just where I stand on that. I think Kay was also very thirsty. Kay is also very thirsty, but I think Jassie is the thirstiest of them all. I think Jassie wants to be on the show. And so Jassie is one of those people that come across as they will do whatever it takes to get on the show. Whoever it is they need to snake to get there, they will do that. And that is the vibe that I am getting. She is way too thirsty for the show. It's definitely giving Shamia. Shamia was giving very much thirsty for Real Housewives of Atlanta, and look at how it turned out for her. So I personally feel like if they make Jassie a full-time cast, it is going to be shambolic, and it's going to be giving Shamia part 2. Let me know what y'all think. Do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree? Put it in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. I think that Jassie also saying that Keiarna was with Greg whilst he had a wife, allegedly. Now, I don't know whether or not it is true. That is what Jassie said out of her own mouth. Keiarna seems to have denied it on the show. So we'll have to see what pans out. I do know there is an update. So I'm going to move now into the new segment. And since we're on the updates, let's talk about it. So here is Keiarna trying to talk about the allegations, okay? She said, the allegation from tonight's episode crossed a line and warrants a response. For clarity, I met Greg during CIAA weekend in 2022. His divorce had already been finalized. That timeline is factual and verifiable. There was no overlap. We take the protection of our family seriously. False claims that impact our family, especially where children are concerned, are unacceptable and have consequences. Reality TV invites commentary. It does not justify misinformation or fabricated narratives. Repeating a claim does not make it true. Facts do not change to fit storylines. Okay. I will not engage in performative conflict. I will address misinformation directly. I'm not a bench you can ride. The record is clear. Okay? So she is making it clear that she was not the side chick. She did not know anything, allegedly. They met later on after his divorce had already been finalized. I guess we don't know for sure. Is Greg going to say something? Is Greg's ex-wife going to say something? I guess maybe if they decide to jump in, then maybe we may get a little bit more clarity. But for now, it's his said, she said, basically. It's on the one hand, we're only hearing Jassie's side, and then on the other hand, we hear Keiarna's side. But what is the husband and, well, ex-husband and the ex-wife side? That's what we want to know. At least that's what I want to know. But you guys let me know what you want to know in the chat. Who do you believe? Do you believe that Keiarna is correct and that she was single? She met him when the man was single too? Or do you believe that she met him whilst the divorce was still ongoing and whilst he was still married to his wife? Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let's move on to Jassie basically trying to clean things up about her recording castmates' conversations. So she says, at the reunion I attended, that was not their reaction when the topic of a recording came up. For clarity, recording someone without their knowledge is illegal where I live, which is exactly why I immediately stopped the call and turned my phone off. I did not record anyone. Okay? So that's what Jassie is saying. Now, I do understand that sometimes production may edit things here and there to make it look a certain way. When you go on reality TV, you're basically signing up for them to be able to cut and splice anything that you've said. So she may be telling the truth or she may be lying. We don't know for a fact. Now, if we look at what Jassie is saying in the comments, she's saying, I actually texted Angel and told her she was on speaker when that call even happened. Receipts are on the last slide of my post. I was encouraged to put her on speaker and form an alliance with Wendy and Stacey, but I still made sure she knew. Encouraged by who? Like, you're giving us a lot of information, but missing out the crucial details, in my opinion. Who asked you to form an alliance? That's what I want to know. Did you try to form an alliance? Did it work? Because so far, we don't see an alliance between Stacey, you, and Wendy. We do see an alliance between Wendy and Stacey, but nothing with you. Then she says, when I revealed that at the reunion, the reaction said everything as they were on mute, had no idea. I actually texted Angel and let her know, and Angel confirmed. That part just didn't make the final edit, and looks like everyone agreed when that was absolutely not the response. Okay, so it sounds like she's going back to editing, which is they made it look like she said something. They made it look like people were agreeing that she was recording conversations when that was not what happened. And like I said, they really do that with reality TV. They do that all the time. It may not be right when the conversation happened. I don't think she's going to come out and say this if that is not what happened, because the rest of the castmates can easily come back and say something. So I actually do believe her. I do think that they can edit things out, splice it, move things however they feel like. I do think it's interesting, though, that there seems to be some sort of alliance, and I can understand why they removed it from the final edits, because that goes back to last season's reunion of Real Housewives of Atlanta. When Shamia was talking about alliance and Kelly and all of that, and trying to bring Portia and saying Portia was part of the alliance, is like, Portia is not a newbie. Why would she need to be on an alliance with anybody? Right? And so when you think about it like that, that is probably why Potomac decided not to air that, because it would just seem like a duplication of a storyline that was over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's like, we're bringing the storyline back. Are we working it back? And so I do not blame them for not repeating that. I would not have wanted to see it. I do hate, though, if production actually did splice it, so it makes it look like they were agreeing to her recording conversations. I think that is diabolical, and I don't think that is a good thing to do. You shouldn't do that to people, in my opinion. Okay. But it's a show, so I guess they're like, who cares? We'll do whatever we want to do for the show. Okay, so we have 2 more things to cover. Angel says, I will never address this again. God and my mama in heaven brought my husband to me. He loved the grief of my mama's passing away. I don't understand. He's an incredible father. He's supportive, attentive, loving. He's my partner in creativity and adventure, and he spoils me. He's also incredibly honest and kind, and however he treats someone is absolutely what they deserve. I do not play about him, nor he about me. Now, everybody should worry about their situation because mine is golden. Okay? This is the thing, yeah. I personally feel like she needs to get off the comments. She is always defending something, saying something. It's like, girl, you have too much commentary outside of the show. Give that energy to the people on the show. When Monique was sitting in front of you, you should have told her that. You should have been more vocal. Instead, you want to write this speech for us on social media. Like, if this was her first post talking about it, I'll be like, okay. But the fact that you keep bringing it up over and over and over again, it's like, girl, give it a rest. Give it a rest. Right? Now, you guys know we've talked about it. Monique, I personally feel like Monique has not seen enough to be able to be like, okay, yes, you know, you might say there's some parallels or whatever, but you don't know for certain. There's no way she can know. She has to be looking outside, looking in to assume. But I'm like, you haven't spent enough time with these people to really know what's happening over there in their backyard. Of course, you may have seen some parallels or whatever, fine. But I would have appreciated if Angel had owned in on that a little bit more and said, you know what? I understand you may have seen some parallels, but that's not the reality. You're only seeing a snippet of what our lives are. And he's active, he's this. All these things she's telling us here, tell it to Monique and the people at the reunion. That's what we would have wanted to see. Okay? So if you do come back next season, I don't even know, I don't really want her to come back, but if she does come back next season, then she needs to show up properly, or don't bother coming back if you're not going to show up properly, and address things head on. So here is what Ashey is saying now, right?
How do you feel about this season and your journey? How do I feel about it? Yeah. It's a double-edged sword because on the one hand, this show is so much a part of who I am. I share just so much of me, whether it's my children.
Is she about to give us, guys, I've not watched this, by the way. Is she about to give us a story about how she wants to leave the show? Because the way she is talking about, yeah, you know, on the one hand, it's given, are you ready to leave the people?
My mom, what I'm going through, my relationships, my friendships, like I give everything. And now that I'm like redefining what that is, it was a little harder for me. Yeah. This is probably the hardest season I've had since I had my first son.
Yes, I definitely get the impression because people have been dragging you by your wig everywhere you turn. Everywhere.
That season was really challenging because I didn't want to be on the show. Yeah. I almost sat out that season. So I feel like I'm almost in that place again.
Okay.
You know?
So that's given you don't want to be on the show. The truth is the people don't want you back. So I wonder if she has been seeing that there's a lot of push for her not to come back, and she's like, let me just let the people think that I don't want to come back. So if Bravo doesn't have me back, I can literally just say, well, I didn't want to come back anyway. Could it be that?
I've been seeing like a lot online about having storylines and like who has a storyline and who doesn't and blah blah blah. Are you protecting a certain storyline, or do you just feel like this is what I want to give? Like this is what I want to give.
I have a hard time with the word storyline because this is really our lives.
Right.
And I can't look at myself like a character because some of my castmates are very good at that. I'm not. I'm just living me.
Yeah.
I'm doing me.
Like this is what I want to give.
Okay, so it's given Ashey knows that they may or may not call her back. Most likely will not be calling her back. And I think maybe that's why she is trying to let the people know that in case she doesn't come back, I didn't really want to come back anyway, right? That's what it's given. But I suspect if they invite her to come back, she will probably be back. But I think she's trying to protect herself in case they don't want her back. So she can be like, yeah, I didn't want to come back all along. That's my personal belief. But y'all let me know what you think. Let me see what people are saying in the chat. Hold my hands when I say this. No one wants you back. Hey! Oh my gosh. She's gearing up for being... Ooh! Ashey sees the writing on the wall and setting us up for her leaving announcement. That is what it is given. I am here for that. We see what she's doing, setting up a narrative before she gets fired. Seen this before. Yep, that is what I think too. We don't want you here. Leave, we beg you. Bye, forehead. We will not miss you. Ooh, and you're... Ooh, I'm not even going to read that. Don't threaten us with a good time, Ashey. Just do it. Quit or get fired. I'm fine with either. She knows she's not wanted nor needed. Oof. I honestly think like she's saying this because of all the talks of her possibly being let go. So it sounds like you guys all have very similar views to me, that she is just doing this in anticipation that she is going to be let go and she's trying to clean this up for herself. Nonetheless, let me know what you guys think in the chat. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. On reviews and recaps, I do commentary on reality TV shows like Potomac, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Married to Medicine, and so many others. So please subscribe. Hit that like button, share this video if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the chat, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Bye.